We will be recording today's session, which will be uploaded onto YouTube and available for future viewings. So if you have friends or family who missed out on the Zoom session today, you could always share this information with them. My name is Jayashree, and I'm from the National Parks Board National Biodiversity Center. And we will be starting today's Spotlight series shortly. This weekend, we actually launched the Festival of Biodiversity, the 10th edition. This is NParks' yearly celebration of our natural heritage organized in collaboration with the Biodiversity Roundtable. We have various online as well as on-site activities over this weekend. There are talks that are being organized that you can view and enjoy at the comforts of your house. If you happen to be around Singapore Botanic Gardens, do drop by and visit the various exhibition and arts and craft activities available. Visit our website to find more information. There is something for everyone in the family to enjoy during this year's Festival of Biodiversity. This is the program for today's session. At any point when you have questions during the talk, do send me your questions as a private message in the chat window to myself, labeled as host Jayashree. We will try to answer as many as possible towards the end of the session. Today, we have with us Ms. Jenny Lim. She's a former teacher at the Movement of the Intellectually Disabled of Singapore, MINDS, for more than 30 years. Today, she will be sharing insights on how she enhances the participation of students with moderate intellectual disabilities in nature-related activities and biodiversity program. Without further ado, I would like to give it over to Ms. Jenny Lim, who will be sharing about her journey in the presentation very positively titled, I Am Possible in Nature Singapore. Over to Ms. Jenny.
Okay, thank you, Jayashree. Yeah, let me share my slide. Okay, I'm Jenny. I'm a former teacher, of Mines Woodland Garden School. Okay, I actually have been around students with special needs for more than 30 years. Okay, and actually in my current job as well, I'm a catechetical manager. Okay, for special needs, in the office for catechesis under the Catholic organization. Okay, now the content of the session today, okay, I will cover the achievements of the school, okay, which were made possible actually through the participation of students and all other stakeholders, okay, of the school. Okay, then I'll be sharing about the some conditions and challenges, some accommodation and adaptation strategies, okay, looking at environment, activities and materials, and also opportunities for the students to engage in nature-related activities, and what's the benefit of participating in these nature-related programs. All right, okay, also to share with you that the green movement of the school participation in community events actually started in 2015, all right? And we actually have participated in the School Green Awards since 2015. Okay, but our school greening journey actually started in 2016. And last year, we were really very honored to have, achieved the School of the Year award. All right. Okay, what are the conditions of students with special needs in our school? Okay, some of the conditions include global developmental delay. Okay, and in such cases, actually the students may experience speech delay. That means in the developmental milestone, they talk later. They walk later, so they have fine and gross motor skill limitations, as well as you might find that they are poor in social skill, poor in interacting, like their regular peers. Yeah. Okay. Then looking at kids with Down syndrome, they also might have delays in language and speech development, and many kids with Down syndrome also have increased risk of medical health condition. Okay, then we have another group of students with autism, okay, ASD, autism spectrum disorder, and okay, these students may demonstrate characteristics like sensitivity to light, sound, taste, touch, and smell. However, the level of tolerance is different among the individual, okay? Yeah, and okay, they may have also limitations in communication and social skills. They are generally poor auditory learners, and they could use repetitive or stereotypic behaviors to regulate themselves. All right, yeah, but what I really want to share with you is that, you know, it is important to note that each student, you know, regardless of their condition, they are unique. Okay, even if they have the same condition, they are actually unique, and they may not have exactly the same sensitivity and challenges. And in some cases, they may have more than one condition. All right. Okay, what are their learning challenges? Okay, difficulty in learning to read and write, poor memory, and also we have some attention, problem. All right, not able to follow direction and to stay organized. Okay, and many times they tend to be misunderstood by the people around them because of their delayed responses or strange behaviors. Okay, so what we see as an obsession to a strict routine or schedules, okay, in the lives could be something that that they are not able to control. Okay, but as they grow older, their understanding do improve, and they are also better able to cope with their conditions or sensitivity. Yeah. Okay, next. Important also to note that there are other causes of behavior, and also very important to rule out that it is not a medical issue. Okay, so we have students who might talk loudly or not respond when their names are being called, or they make a different sound when trying to imitate teacher. And what we want to do is to check whether there's any hearing loss. Okay, yeah. And even when they're unable to name or point to pictures of words that we put up and write on the board, could it be due to short-sightedness? All right. Okay, another possible cause of behavior of poor responses, okay, could be a lack of experience and opportunities. All right. In this case, okay, the example is some children have never seen a real chicken. Okay, and from my experience, actually we have brought students to the botanic gardens, and actually they saw, there was a rooster that crowed behind the bushes. So when we asked the students what the sound was, and one of them replied that it was a ringtone of a handphone. Okay, so why students say that is because they have never seen a real, a rooster or a live chicken before, and what they usually see are the frozen chickens in the supermarket. Yeah, so they have never heard, the sounds from a live rooster or chicken. Okay, so things like tasks like even tying their own shoelace, which they may not be able to do, also because they have, nowadays shoes also come with Velcro, so they actually do not have opportunities to also learn, how to tie shoelaces. Yeah, and of course, our students actually take a longer time. Okay, and some of them, if they really cannot, then it's fine. The Velcro is fine. But if they can, we would like to try. Yeah, because this tying of shoelaces actually can be an activity, that requires tying, in other areas. Okay, and students not being able to use a pair of chopsticks. Yeah, and I think many regular children also cannot, because if they have not experienced doing it or learn to do it, they will not be able to hold the chopstick, and pick food. Okay. Okay, so what are the considerations in our learning plan? Actually, we look at, the environment for learning. Okay, presentation of materials and activities, okay, opportunities for learning, and of course, to ensure that our students are able to participate in activities within the school and in the community. And why is that so? Because we really want to promote generalization. So what they learn in school or in the classroom, they can actually apply outside of the classroom. Okay, so being aware of the needs of our students actually can help design lessons that are meaningful and enjoyable for all students. Okay, yeah, okay, I'll be, okay, these are the general strategies. Okay, but I'll be sharing some of these strategies with you in the slides that follow. Okay, things like hands-on activities, modeling, visual cues, scaffolding, differentiated tasks, and materials for responding. Okay, but these are the general strategies. Okay, so what are the accommodations and adaptations in school? All right, okay, now we actually have nature in our backyard. Okay, setting the environment for learning. And what better ways to teach about nature than to have your own garden in the school. Okay, and what we did, actually we started with a butterfly garden plot that's next to our school gate. And over time, actually we had 2 other butterfly plots, and our butterfly plots actually have names, you know, in a different language, like we have Gloria, okay, which is a Latin word for butterfly. Then we have Papillon, French word also for butterfly, and Chocho, so Japanese word for butterfly. So we have butterfly gardens, and we have vertical gardens, fruit orchard, and in our fruit orchard, we really have different kinds of fruit trees, and students can actually have an opportunity to harvest. Let's see the from the flower to the fruit, you know. Yeah, so they have a chance to look at all this happening. Okay, so fruit trees, we have mango, jambu, we have banana trees, so we have all kinds of fruit trees also. Yeah, and also we have an eco garden. This is where, you know, some of our students actually really like to see the fish swimming in the water, and I think it does have a calming effect. Yeah, you know, feedback from also parents also. Okay, then we have a rooftop garden, herb garden, and like what I say, Papillon garden is another butterfly garden plot. Actually, our gardens are really not really big, you know. Yeah, they are plots of land that we, you know, use for this garden. Okay, yeah, and okay, what I also would like to share with you is that you can even start with you know, a few pots of lime plants, because if you look at this, you might think that it's very daunting, but you actually could start with a few pots of the host plant for a particular butterfly. And this was what one of my friends did, okay, in her home at her balcony, because she likes lime butterflies, and she had 3 pots of lime plants. Okay, and from there, actually she, you know, she also learn, you know, how to, I know many people say when you see caterpillars, you are very worried that you eat up your whole plant, but what you can do is to cover with a netting, so and to expose the other plants, you know, for the butterflies to eat. And over time, even you know, after they have eaten, be very sure that, you know, they will rejuvenate and new leaves will also come up, you know. Yeah, so starting small. Okay, next, okay, what we also do is to have labels of names of plants that are next to our plant. And these actually help our students to remember. Okay, like over here, okay, what you see is, you know, on this label, right? There's a flag, okay, to tell the student that this is a native plant. Okay. Then we have other pictures like flowers to show them how the flower looks like, and fruits, and you know, what are the kinds of insects, you know, that actually the caterpillars feed on the leaves of the plant. All right, yeah. So we also use common names, because scientific name is really too difficult for the students to remember. So common names actually do very well in that sense. Okay, and having labels also improve memory retention. And if you ask them, okay, about the plant, they will be able to give information, you know, based on what is on this label. Okay, we have also tried different forms of labels. Okay, and also on this, also you see, you know, the information is on the label. And we also, you know, use this acrylic plant label, which is actually very durable. Yeah. Okay, now why is it important to provide the environment for learning? Okay, it's actually first-hand and hands-on experience. Yeah, so students in our garden, they're able to engage in gardening activities. They can observe plant growth and fruiting, spot insects, birds, and other animals. Okay, what you see in the pictures are, a photograph that I've taken. But also, we also encourage students also to take photos of actually plants are easier to take than animals, because plants, they don't move out of the spot. Animals are really difficult. And then for animals also, you need a really good camera. Yeah, something that you can focus at the distance. Okay, but what our students, all these are opportunities for students to learn and also help them to remember. Okay, they do gardening tasks like weeding, watering, looking after the plants. All right. Yeah. Okay. Then learning centers. Okay, where also you can provide, hands-on experience. And in this picture, in this slide, you actually see, the students is cutting the leaves of the plant to feed the particular, caterpillar, food plant for the caterpillar. And the learning centers here, we sometimes do display, life cycles of, caterpillars that we have actually caught in the garden, and put it on display for all the students to come and observe, have a look at what's happening. Yeah, and at the end, actually the best is releasing the butterflies. So classes actually do take turns, or if teachers under teachers request, we actually do give butterflies for teachers to show to the students and to release them into our garden. Okay, now forms that we do, that are differentiated to meet the ability and needs of the students. So over here is level 3, okay, where students really have to put in the date, the day, and the number, okay, in the life cycle of the butterfly. All right, next one, you see level 2, where the date is there. They just need to write, the days of the week, which day of the week that they are making their observation. And the day number, they just need to circle. Okay, next one, this is level 1, where actually they only need to pick up the so-called, they don't even need to write. Yeah, so for those students who are not able to write, if they are able to recognize the word, then they can circle. Otherwise, actually there are activities where we actually do a matching task. And under the observation, you will see that there are photographs of the the caterpillar, the cocoon, and the butterfly. So these are photographs that also give the students who need such visual, okay, makes it meaningful for them what to observe. Okay, now another strategy would be visual slides for teaching. Okay, and this would be provided before the actual on-site activity. Okay, so so teachers actually can use it for teaching in the classroom, and they can bring them along for their garden trails in the school. Okay, yeah, another example. All right. Okay. Okay, this one is another differentiated task, okay, where we have worksheets. And for those students who are able to draw, they actually draw the butterfly. But if they do not, then it's fine. They actually can, we do provide them with cutout of butterflies, where they can just paste it onto the worksheet. All right, so it is differentiated and it meets the ability of the students. Okay, another differentiated task, okay, that we did in one of our so-called learning day event. Okay, so you will see level 1, very pictorial. Okay, and also not so there's only four pictures. So again, depends on the level of the kids. You can have more or you can have less. Okay, now when you look at level 3, okay, in level 3, right, students actually need to have to demonstrate in a sense, the knowledge about the users of the plant. Okay. Okay, modeling through demonstration. Yeah, we do step by step. And what is this task analysis? actually for the task analysis, okay, it is breaking down the steps into simpler steps. Okay, so that you know, the students actually don't need to go through the whole process, but they can start anywhere along the task analysis in that sense. Okay, and objective set is based on the ability of the student. Okay, and even if they don't do so well, we always try to be encouraging and provide positive, you know, reinforcement. And you'll see most of our teachers always say, instead of saying that it's wrong, we say good try, you know, good try. Yeah, and if they do not know the answer, we give the answer, because this is where we are teaching them. It's not about assessing, you know, it's about teaching them, providing the answer, the correct answer when they are unable to do. Otherwise, some of our students will really get stressed out, because you know, they do experience quite a bit of failure. So you know, we want to encourage them a bit more, to tell them it's okay, you know, okay, if you don't remember now, maybe the next time we'll try again. All right. Yeah, so it's really focusing on the journey rather than the outcome. Yeah, and to make it a enjoyable activity, and you know, for our students. Okay, so under the accommodations and adaptations, you know, we actually, we partner with NParks, and they have been very supportive, providing us with, you know, the materials that they have. But what we do is we actually do some adaptations. Yeah, okay, just like this one. Okay, in this CIN Playtime Activity book, we show the completed task first. Okay, so this one, I think the one with the sea creatures in the sea. Okay, we show what a colorful, you know, so-called what it looks like. Okay, instead of, you know, to show them this is what you can do, this is how you can color. Because you know, I think it's good to show the completed task, and students have an idea what we want them to do. Otherwise, some of them will just use a crayon and scribble, you know, so that's what we want them to do. And even examples of how, you know, you can do a maze. Yeah, okay, this is one way of from getting to the start to the end. All right, here, okay, what we also do is we draw boundaries on the stickers and highlighting, you know, the shapes of the sea creatures, right? Before they actually took out the sticker and paste onto the book, also makes a difference. Okay, NParks CIN, Playtime activity book, okay, where they are supposed to find words on the, you know, this word search activity they are supposed to find. So what we do is we draw out the words, okay, on paper strip, and we give it to them for them to find, you know, what is in this book's word search. Where's the word, okay, in this. Sometimes we even, you know, to help them, we actually circle around the word. Yeah, especially if they are so new to this task and they do not know how to do. And not all our students can read. Okay, those who can read, you know, also might need a little bit of help, you know, to make sure that it is not something that is very new, but they are learning, you know, how to do this activity. Okay, yeah, bigger pictures also helps. All right. Then we also have directional arrows, because in the book, you know, they are supposed to spot the snake, the frog, and the terrapin. So when we include these directional arrows you see in red, right? Actually, we do it helps them. Okay, there are so many things that they are looking out for, but we zoom in on, okay, what's this? All right, are you able to see the snake? Are you able to see the terrapin? You know, and where's the lizard? Yeah. Okay, so in the NParks My BioBliss handbook, students, we find that students may not be familiar with, you know, the many insects, you know, or birds, you know, that are found in the handbook. Okay, because they're not, they have not seen these butterflies in the garden. So what we do is we actually do an adaptation. So we created a new form, and we only include the butterflies and birds that are found in the school garden. Okay, and here also there are less distractors. Okay, so accommodations and adaptation outside the school. For example, field trip to Sungai Buloh Wetland Reserve. Okay, what we do and what we find really helpful is to provide a visual schedule or an itinerary. Okay, so we are telling them first we go on a guided trail, then we have snack, then we will, go back to school after that. So this actually provides predictability for our students. So if they are having maybe a hard time, walking, they know that, they will get a break soon. And during the break, they will have snack. And after the break is going back to school. So this visual schedule does help students who, with special needs. Okay. Communication cards also packs as needed. Okay. If for those, especially those who are non-verbal, okay, so they can use some of these cards to express, okay, their needs. Okay. Yeah. And it's actually based on what is needed or in the activity or in the environment. Let's say, for example, they are going to learn to buy food at the hawker center. So there will be visual cards on, the choice of food that's available. So students can actually express and say, oh, I want chicken rice, or I want prawn noodle, or, what is it that I want? If they are non-verbal, and have a little bit of difficulty with communication, this actually really help them, right? Yeah. So, okay, so this is also an integration into a learning day event, which is at Sungai Buloh. So they are supposed to find the breeding roots of the mangrove tree. What we do is we highlight, what is meant by breeding roots. Okay. And they to zoom in, then they know what they are looking at, because sometimes even if you point out to them, they will not know what is it that you want them to see. And also, using even those light so-called pen that has a light, the laser pointer. Students also actually really need to learn how to see. So you might want to shine on something that is nearer and bring them to, where you want them to see. Yeah. Okay. Okay, next, reading signboards. If you look at this one, the silhouette of the crocodile, right? But there are many monitor lizards. So, students might mistaken, this as the monitor lizard. But if we have a picture of the crocodile, they will be able to know exactly what the signboard is saying. Okay, so it promotes understanding and association. All right, even a picture of the rain shelter. When students, they are not able to read, then the picture of the rain shelter will help. Okay. Okay, alternative ways of responding, providing more time to respond. Okay, so sometimes we use one distractor. Okay, and depending on also their communication, whether they're able to name, they point, or they match. Okay. So using one distractor, is actually a 50% chance of them getting it right. So of course, if we can use two distractors, will be better. Okay. Then another thing also to share with you is, okay, if you ask, is it a lizard or a crocodile? Okay. Sometimes the students will just say crocodile. Okay, but if you ask, is it a crocodile or a lizard, then the same student will say lizard. So what is happening here? Actually, they are just repeating the last word that they have heard. Okay, and if you use a visual, it will definitely be much better. Even you ask them what colors they like. You ask them red or blue. If they do not know what is red and what is blue, or they are just they will just repeat the last thing that they have heard. Yeah, or even yes or no. Sometimes they just repeat the last thing that they have heard. So in order that you know that they are actually saying what they mean, then you need to to say in another way, like, is it no or yes? Is it a lizard or crocodile or lizard? Okay, then you will know what is it that they are expressing, or what is it that they want. Okay, and of course, visual will be much better than verbal instruction, or saying it just verbally. Okay, here also an alternative ways of responding. All right, whether it's a yes or no, and a thumbs up for yes, a thumbs down for no. Okay, and sometimes these cards are actually good for the class as a whole, to answer, so that everyone gets a chance to answer. Because you know, there are also many times when those who are very verbal and those who know, they will tell the answer before the rest of the kids, you know, maybe need a little bit of time, you know, to express their answer. So these are actually also good cards for group responses. All right. And you know, like in a guided trail, you know, if they really need help and they need to stop and they unable to project their voice or tell somebody, maybe they can also show things like this, you know, can we stop? Yeah, to alert, you know, the teachers or friends or the guide. Okay. Now, we also do provide MCQ with visual. So, you know, teachers will read the question and students actually can pick the visual. Okay, so this is a visual MCQ. Yeah, multiple choice question. Okay, students feedback also with emoji. Yeah, whether they enjoy the activity or whether, you know, the activity is, you know, they it's so, okay, or they really don't like the activity. All right. Okay, so of course challenges, there are challenges, especially, you know, in the preparation of differentiated content and learning activities. So I think really, from my experience, yeah, to adapt from community resources, because there's really a rich pool of resources out there that we actually can use and adapt it, you know, for our students. Okay, and sometimes also I think, or many times teachers will say that there's not enough time for learning. So what we do is we actually involve the parents. We bring parents on a field trip also together with their kids. Okay, so what the kids do in class also, they actually do bring back, and the parents can actually, you know, work together with them, you know, at home. Okay, I think we have one project also for doing a quilt for Sungai Buloh, you know, for their anniversary celebration. Actually, we actually involve the parents. We ask the parents also to help, you know, for those who can sew, you know, they sew, but of course, many of our students actually do coloring and cutting and pasting. Yeah, which is also fine. All right. Okay, so what are the benefits of these biodiversity related programs? Okay, it's actually to, you know, they really enjoy, or, you know, get to enjoy the beauty of the gardens in school. It's really nice to walk into the school and see butterflies, you know, flying around. Yeah, then hands-on learning for students. Okay, and definitely increase the awareness of nature around us. Okay, in the community. Yeah, I have you know, also had one student when we were out doing a travel skill lesson, he actually pointed out to a butterfly. Yeah, and I think this is really very rewarding. So for students, I mean, some of them require more time, but you know, if they take so long to learn, and if they have learned something before they leave us or graduate from the school, I think, you know, we have made a difference. Yeah, nurture love for nature. Okay, more confidence in walking, you know, in the gardens and parks. Yeah, and I think also, yeah, very important to know if they don't like something, why they don't like, you know, what's happening. Yeah, sometimes it's just because they do not have the experience or opportunity, and they do not know what to do, you know, so they are a bit apprehensive, or they are a bit frightened. So what we also do is we can show videos, or we can show pictures of the, you know, the place that we are going, even before we actually bring them for on the field trip, right? Actually, we do recce the place, bring back some of the pictures of, you know, the things that they are going to see on the trail. Okay, and we also show you know, YouTube videos of, yeah, the parks that they will be going. Okay, so in so doing, I think and the opportunities to really go on that field trip rather than just watching the YouTube video in the class or at home, I think really make a difference. All right, then could be possible recreation value for themselves and their families. Okay, and could be a possible vocational option in the future. Okay, working in nature related work. Yeah, okay, so what is a supportive and inclusive environment? Okay, so if you look at this, right, if you look at this, actually the first picture, okay, is equality. Yeah. And what is the meaning of this equality? Actually, everyone is getting the same support, you know. Yeah. And the boy who is shorter, you know, in picture number 1, couldn't see. Okay. So that's equal. You know, everyone is getting the same thing. All right. But in 2, you see equity. Okay, where support is provided. Okay, so there are boxes to help, you know, the boy who is shorter to have access to the game. Okay, but what is best, I think, is inclusivity. Okay, where all the, you know, the systemic barriers are removed. Okay, and they can see, you know, like everyone else. Yeah. All right, so there's no need actually even for support or accommodation in that sense. Okay, so an example would be the ramp. Okay, for the ramp, you know, people on wheelchair, actually they can use the ramp. Okay, to you know, for moving up. So called, if there are places where there are steps, so the ramp actually helps them. But even with, you know, that where there are only just ramp, the regular person also can use the ramp. Okay, so that is inclusivity. Yeah. Okay. All right, so I have some references. So, you know, in your own time, maybe you might want to look at these references. Okay, if you're interested. All right. Then also, I would like to thank the following people for their support. Okay. When I was doing the school greening program, the green movement, yeah, really, I'm really thankful, you know, and grateful. Yeah, that yeah, Mr. Chong of Mice Woodlands Garden School. Yeah, she's a school leader. So you also really need the support from your school leaders. Okay, then teachers and staff of Mice Woodlands Garden School have contributed in one way or another. NParks officer also have been really very supportive and very helpful. Yeah, they really, you know, when we say we need this and we need some support and assistance, they're able to provide the advice and the resources. Okay, then of course also the NParks officers and friends of Sungai Buloh at Sungai Buloh wetland, where our students also get a lot of opportunity. And I think Sungai Buloh is the nearest park to the school, you know, the nearest nature reserve. So traveling from the school to Sungai Buloh is, you know, doesn't take that long. Yeah, so that we can maximize the time that our students have at the reserve. Okay, yeah, because many times our students in our school, they are unable to join, you know, activities outside their curriculum time unless it's on a Saturday. Yeah, yeah, because they are not all of them are independent travelers. All right, then Roots and Shoot Jane Goodall Institute. This is they have helped us actually when we started our butterfly garden together with NParks. Yeah, we had some help and contribution from them. Okay, and of course also want to thank all volunteers who have helped us. Okay, or help me in my learning. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Ms. Jenny. As she had some great sharing, and I also noticed that some of you joined a little bit later. Ms. Jenny has kindly prepared like a sort of a summary video to explain like her journey in detail. So I think I will share that with you, so you can just enjoy about how Ms. Jenny has engaged students of varying needs in the past on biodiversity programs. Okay, now we will move on to taking some audience questions for Ms. Jenny. We will start with the first one. How would you adapt the programs to varying attention span of the students? You had explained a little bit about the differentiated tasks. Is there anything particular when it comes to differing attention span?
Okay. All right. Okay. So for children with so-called maybe attention, the attention deficit or low attention. Okay. What you can do is actually keep your direction brief. Activities also short and sweet in a sense. All right. And more important, I think, is not just oral instruction. You actually need to provide pictures, prints or pictures, to help the students. So every time they have completed something, actually they can strike it out and move on to the next one. Yeah, we also do not want to have activities that are too long and activities that they are unable to do. So very important also to know what is motivating, what they are able to do, because otherwise they will give up and they will start moving around and doing other things. Yeah, and for children with so-called attention problem, okay, I think movement, incorporating games, okay, in your activities, I think that also helps. Okay, the movement also helps. Things that are more hands-on. All right. And yeah, and also very important to also give so-called feedback, yeah, praises, or yeah, specific to what they are doing right. Yeah, not just say, oh, okay, good, but what are you good doing, more specific so-called praises to the task that they are doing. So yeah, so yeah, students actually have they unable to, in a sense, express what is it, but there are so many things run through their mind. Yeah, so yeah, so the visual support will actually be reminders of the task that needs to be done. Because I do have students, you ask them to do one thing, but on the way they will be distracted and they will do something else because they see their friends doing something different. So the visual support actually is really good, because you remind them, hey, come back, this is what you're supposed to do. After you've completed this, you come back, I will give you the next instruction. So again, depends on the students, depends on their needs, yeah. And games really help because they have so much energy, the movement, to play games. Yeah, those help. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Jenny, for sharing some of those tips. We have another audience question, which is whether there are any opportunities for primary school students to volunteer with special needs students. Do you know of organizations that they could approach to do this?
I think you probably need to write in to the schools. Yeah. Again, also, actually, I would think that the older kids will be better able to understand. Yeah, sometimes lower primary children, I think they are, in a sense, I think they need more time to, to know the kids. Yeah, and I think we also do not want them to come in without understanding. So when they are older, actually they are better able to support. Of course, I mean, there are programs where actually the students in mines, they actually have those satellite schools where they partner with the schools, and the students actually go to the school and they do engage in some of the so-called non-academic activities lah. Yeah, so yeah, so I think whatever you do, is important to also provide some training or some information about what the students are like in the special school. Yeah, and so that when they see certain behaviors, they they will not interpret it in a way that is negative. Yeah, rather than they know that, oh, okay, why they are doing this because of their condition. Yeah, or even when they try to be friends and we have students who don't know how to so-called interact, and may give others the idea that, hey, I don't like you, you touch my shoulder, I sweep, I say no, but actually it's just because they don't like touch, not because they don't like to be your friend. So yes, I think it will be good for the mainstream students to actually have experience, or have some activities together with the special needs, but yeah, they really need to be given some information and training before the interaction, so that it helps them to understand. Yeah, and on our part also, yeah, when we have groups of students coming in, we also do share with our students, okay, these are the volunteers, or these are the people who are coming for interaction. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Jenny. I think in that case, there is a preparation that would be required in both the sides for an effective volunteering or a partnership to occur. Okay, we will get to the next question. You had again shared a little bit about it, but maybe a few more anecdotes on how do you think the students' attitudes towards nature have changed after they take part in these activities? Do you observe them being more receptive to seeing nature amidst them after they go through these activities with you?
Okay, I think what's really good is the experience, familiarity, okay, of engaging in this bio-related nature activities. Because having exposed them and giving them the experience actually make them more accepting, and knowing what is out there. Because sometimes, okay, the reluctance could be because they are not aware. So engaging in these activities actually improve their confidence. Yeah, they know what to do, how to do, they know what to expect. Okay, and I think yeah, these activities are really good because when they engage in these activities, then they they bring them to the attention of the flora and fauna, the rich flora and fauna that we have in Singapore. Okay, and yeah, even also learning about the do's and don'ts, what they do, what they can do and what they shouldn't be doing at the parks. Okay, and we do find students actually even telling their peers or even their parents or family members, okay, what they could do and what they cannot do. Yeah, so these are things that that we observe in our students, and I think yeah, it's really nice that they actually do learn something and know how to care for the environment. So I think my students at Garden School have actually been so-called doing quite a lot of the green movement projects and program, and yeah, students really have learned what it is to make the environment conducive for all. Yeah, so it's not just about themselves, but what about others, and these others also include the plants and even the animals. Yeah.
Thanks, Ms. Jenny. I think as Singapore moves towards city in nature, I think such understanding and appreciation of nature also would go a long way in realizing this dream. Okay, we'll be taking one last question. So this probably is more like a summarizing your years. So you said more than 30 years of your education journey. So if I had to ask you, what is your one key takeaway from all these years of working on nature education programs? So could you share some of it?
Okay. Yeah, I think it is to believe that students with special needs actually can participate. Okay, and when the participation is not ideal, then I think we have to go back and find out why. Okay, and maybe try again in another way. And I think making mistakes are fine. All right, yeah, but how do we learn from the mistakes? Okay, and nature education actually should be enjoyable and not something stressful. Okay, And I think, yeah, you know, it's actually enjoyable even for us, okay, and also for our students. All right. And I think I'm also very grateful that many people actually help, you know, in my learning, okay, and they also have so-called, you know, provided resources. And what is really good about doing this is, I think, making friends, you know, networking, yeah, and sharing, okay, and to also know that if I do not have the answer, never mind, I can ask my friends, you know, or I can ask those, you know, in this so-called the community. Yeah, so it's about, yeah, supporting each other. It's certainly not easy lah, but yeah, how do we support each other? How do we share, you know, what we have done? Yeah, even in terms of the strategy. But I think to believe that they can learn, but yeah, how to make it possible. Yeah.
Thank you so much for again explaining the very title of your presentation on making it possible for everyone to take part in this journey, and reiterating that it is a collaborative process when it comes to nature education, especially with students of special needs. With this, I would like to thank our audience who have patiently submitted your questions, and for Ms. Jenny for taking all those questions and sharing her insights. If you enjoyed this talk today and it piqued your interest about knowing more about Singapore's biodiversity, we have a lot more such talks in our YouTube channel, so do visit that. So these are pre-recorded sessions from last year, and I hope you will get to learn more about our nature and appreciating the flora and fauna that we have. As I mentioned earlier, this weekend is also the Festival of Biodiversity. And in conjunction with that, we have another talk happening this afternoon about making Singapore climate resilient. So if you enjoyed the talk now and have some spare time later, please do sign up and join the session later as well. And if you like seeing some more about nature groups that we have in Singapore and learning about our natural heritage, you can visit the FOB, the Festival of Biodiversity website, to find out more such activities. Or if you are in the area, do drop by the Botany Center in Singapore Botanic Gardens to have a look at the exhibits that are being placed there. With this, I come to the end of the session. Thank you all so much for spending your Sunday morning with us, and we would like to see you all real soon in another such occasion. If you have any feedback for the session today, please scan the QR code that is being shared or the link that is being sent in the chat window to let us know what you liked about it and what kind of programs you would like to see in future. With this, we've come to the end of today's session. Thank you, everyone, and have a great Sunday ahead.